All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here again, talking real music in real time for some real people out there just like you, just like me. Um, More journey drama, if that's possible. Arnel Pineda is involved, and holy crap, Batman. All right, before I get going with that, um, these two CDs. Yes, physical product. I know you can stream them. Go ahead. It's like a radio station, Spotify. But Torben Enevoldsen, I practice his last name. This is Transition. That's the new album. And then 5.1 is the older album. Both available on CD now, courtesy of Paris Records. If you like Joe Satriani, Steve Morse, or possibly Neil Sean, you will probably dig this guy here. He's also been on albums by Pinnacle Point and Acacia Avenue. Those are both really good groups to listen to, in addition to Torben's solo guitar slinging. Speaking of slinging, the mud. I don't know, it's more drama slinging, and I'm going to break this down and then tell you what I think might be happening over here. By the way, everybody's like, did you see Arnel's tweets? Did you see his tweets? Yeah, I've seen his tweets, and hence, here we go. So about 7 hours ago, 7 hours before game time, and you take to Twitter to say these two things. Here's some advice, Arnel, okay? Just get through the tour. Just put up with these people and get through the tour. I'm immediately taking his side to some degree, but I am going to break down some of the things that have been said back and forth and how Arnel, I think, might fit into this equation. I've already hinted around that he might be the second guy who doesn't want Greg Rolie around. And by the way, Greg is not around. People are sending me messages saying, hey, what do you think? Do you think Greg's going to show up tonight? I'm like, no, I don't. If he does, it's going to be a big surprise. There'll be a surprise to everybody who doesn't want him there. Maybe they can sneak him in. You know, the last video I did, maybe they can helicopter on the roof, trap door in, ladder comes down. Greg does a little like Gene Simmons thing and climbs down and lands perfectly on a keyboard, which is positioned very far away from John Kane. Maybe it's possible. It's probably not going to happen. Anyway, Arnel takes to Twitter and he says this, all right, 7 hours ago. All I know is I've paid my dues. Stop reminding me where I came from, because it's in my heart every day. You just don't pay attention. I'm not a slave. I'm a human being like anybody else. Hashtag wrong is wrong. Hashtag right is right. That simple. Second tweet, an hour before that one. I'm with the band to sing the legacy. If some of them are tired of me being with them, with all means, they can fire me anytime, and don't lecture me about spiritual BS. Hashtag walk the talk. All right. So those are the two tweets that are really dramatic. Now, a while before, he tweeted, and this is going way back, about, you people are unbelievable. Whoever's spreading rumor about me regarding the Greg Rolie issue are maliciously ignorant. I'm not going to stoop down to your level. All right, so I wasn't spreading the rumor. I was using deductive reasoning, okay? Because it doesn't make sense. Who wouldn't want Greg Rolie to be there? The fans want him there. Now, you could make the case that Team Sean is using the Greg Rolie issue to pull some positive energy their way. You know why I think that's true? Because everybody loves Greg, and Greg is associated with Neil. Greg isn't associated with anyone else but Neil. Everybody else has left the building. There's no Steve Perry, there's no Ross Valerie, and there's no Steve Smith. So anyway, saying that, hey, I'd love Greg to be there is a smart thing for Team Neil to do if they want to garner positive vibes. They want to control this narrative, which is crazy that I'm talking about narrative in the band Journey right now, but that's what's going on. So again, my advice to Arnel would be just stay the course, just do what you're supposed to do. And I'm not coming down on him for doing this. He's probably at a breaking point, but it's at the beginning of the tour. And I don't see how this is going to create a positive experience for those people on stage. Now, again, it's fake it till you make it, right? It's definitely going to be another case of fake it till you make it. John's going to tell his little story about, how his dad inspired him. He's going to sit there on the keyboard. He's going to look a lot like Jim Baker. He's going to point at everybody. He's going to tell everybody that, man, you can do anything you want with your life. Just don't stop believing. Had the song on the notepad. Me and Steve Perry, we got together and magic happened, Of course, I'm paraphrasing. Neil will take out his phone because I don't think he's ever away from his phone for too long. And he'll turn the light on. And right before lights begins, he'll say, light this place up like a Christmas tree. And the people will do it. Of course they will. These are casual fans. They've come to be entertained. They've come to get away from, the Chinese spy balloon or whatever the topic du jour is today. Why would Arnel send these tweets out the night of the beginning of this tour? I don't know. Frustration. See, what's weird today is that because of all of the, you go in your bus, this other person comes in on another bus, this other person flies his private jet in, someone else has the Amex card, so they can use any mode of transportation they want, and they can do it twice, right? Let's turn around and come back. We'll run up that card a little bit more. So there's no camaraderie here. There's no chemistry here. Maybe Jason Derlotka has some chemistry with, Todd Jensen. I mean, I just trying to think, like, who's left? Dean? I'm thinking Dean is hiding behind the drum kit at this point. I'm thinking if anybody wants to just survive and get through the rest of this, it's Dean Castronovo. And he's been very quiet. Haven't read or seen a lot from Dean. And I'm pretty sure he's just trying to survive this. And I'm thinking he should probably tell Arnel, hey, Arnel, don't worry about this. We just have to get through this. And so I don't blame him for being upset, but I will say this, creating more drama right now, I don't know if that's a good idea. I just, there's enough with the credit cards and the lawsuits and, all of this stuff about Greg Rolie. I do think that people should be pro Greg, and they shouldn't make it appear that they don't want Greg. I mean, he says, hey, I'm here to do the legacy. Well, the legacy of this band goes back further. And Greg was there for the beginning. In fact, Greg was there for that amazing transition. This stuff about jazz fusion, not all of it is jazz fusion. Greg Rolie was leaning on the Hammond B3 for Walks Like a Lady. Steve Perry on lead vocals. Greg providing some of the greatest keyboard work in the band's history. not only there, but in other places. Greg Rolie is a great keyboardist. And he was part of this band through its developing stage. And then obviously he left when that band was taking off, and mostly because of Perry. Nobody's going to argue too hard with that. And Perry wanted a change in sound and direction, and he got it. And then he changed it again. I think it probably would have been better if Greg had just stayed, but we probably wouldn't have Don't Stop Believin'. So who knows? But we might have a more harmonious band, or we might not. You just don't know. All I know is Greg left the band so he could spend time with his family. That was the reason he left. And I just find the overarching issue is if Greg was asked to come back and he wanted to come back, which again, I'm not sure he wants to get involved with this at all. But if he wanted to come back, everybody should welcome him, with open arms. Had to use that. But they're not. And you could say Team Sean is leveraging this whole situation to make everybody else look bad. That could be true. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you've got to stand down. We're talking about Greg Rolie. We're talking about the 50th anniversary of this band. So it's kind of a no-brainer. Yes, I'm pro Greg. Please, I'd love to hang out with Greg Rolie. I mean, go watch some of that Journey Through Time stuff with Dean and Greg. It's just great. I'd love to see the band. You could send Arnel at halftime, right? You could do a halftime. Send Arnel to the dressing room. Send him to the locker room at halftime. And then have Dean and Greg and Neil and Todd, and then bring Johnny G up and you have a hardline reunion there. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it would be pretty cool. And I think a lot of fans would appreciate it. Now, some of the fans wouldn't get it. The fans that are going to see them on this Freedom Tour, yeah, they don't really appreciate the old stuff. They're there to hear a few songs, right? They're not here or there to get the deep cuts or anything like that. So anyway, it's just sad that there's more drama and that Arnel is venting, because he's been a pretty straight shooter. He's gotten a little upset with people, like individuals who bother him on social media like everybody else. This is why, especially on Twitter, it's so toxic. But is this his way of communicating to his bandmates? Hey, I'm going to use social media. You guys did it to me, so I'm going to do it back to you. I don't know. All I can tell you, folks, the other two teams, Team Kane and Team Sean, they're really good at this stuff. They're really good at PR and moving the ball and changing the narrative. Arnel, this isn't his thing. And I think he needs to kind of step away from it and just do his job and get through the tour. That's my opinion. So in any event, people, I appreciate everybody watching me. Best of luck to everybody who has Journey tickets for this tour. It will be interesting. And now we've got drama between Kane, Sean, and Arnel. So, I mean, worst time. This is the timing of this couldn't be worse for this band going into this. And this really leads me to believe, I wasn't 100% convinced, but I'm becoming more and more convinced that this run of shows for Journey as they're called Journey, they're not called something else, not Journey Through Time, I think this will be it. And I can't be 100% sure, but if you've got a lead singer who's ticked off and you got lawsuits and American Express cards and accusations all over the place and a power struggle for everything, I don't know how this keeps going. These guys could just wind up in court, and it could get very ugly, and it could be for a very extended period of time. So again, enjoy these shows because they could be the last gasp of a great American rock band that is, let's be honest, a shadow of what they used to be. They're good, but you're not going to ever convince me that 1981 wasn't the best year to be a Journey fan, because it was. I was there. And again, for those of you who weren't there, I'm not giving you a hard time. I'm just saying if you live through something and you experience something and you look at everything that's happened after that and you make a determination that that moment was the best. By the way, same year if you loved Foreigner, Styx, REO Speedwagon, I mean, that was it. That was the top of the world right there for all of those bands. So, yeah. Anyway, Arnel, buddy, shh, don't say anything more. I'm thinking he might, though, because somebody is probably going to say something to Arnel on another social media platform, and the drama will escalate. Buy your tickets, because this is it, folks. If you've got a bucket list, go get those tickets. All right, I'm all done with this video. Thanks for watching. See you soon.